Hello, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and their sisters of CA Final and also CA Intermediate this time. Welcome to Reading Cafe. Today we are going to revise the Caro 2016 chapter of your audit audit subject. And this is one of the most important chapter in audit, be it at final level, be it at intermediate level. Before starting, let me clarify on some points. Number one is this is a revision lecture. I will be discussing only the keywords. The basic understanding, the fundamental understanding will not be discussed in this video. So you should have a basic reading of your textbook of this chapter Caro 2016, and then only you should refer to this video, because this video is specifically made for the last day revision, the quick revision of keywords. The thorough discussion will not be there. So I am assuming that you already have a basic understanding of this chapter, and then only you are referring to this video. And on this note, let's start. What is the applicability of Caro 2016? That is our first question. Caro 2016 is applicable to every company, including foreign company under section 242, but excludes. This exclusion is very important, and you can expect one question from this exclusion. And I will also tell you what common mistakes we get to see in the examination papers. I will tell you that after I discuss this question. The first is exclusion. First exclusion is banking company, then insurance company, then section 8 company, OPC under section 262, and small company under section 285. First remember these four. In exclusion, number 1 is banking company, number 2 insurance, 3 section 8, number 4 is OPC under 262, and small company under section 285. And the fifth point is it is also excluded in case of private company which is not not a subsidiary or holding of a public company. And also there are three criteria that you need to remember in case of private company. The private company's paid up share capital and reserve and surplus in total should be less than or equal to 1 crore on the balance sheet date. BS date means balance sheet date. And the total borrowing from bank or public financial institution of that private company should be less than or equal to 1 crore at any point during the previous financial year. And number C is total revenue of that private company should be less than or equal to 10 crore during the previous financial year. So for memorization purpose, we need to remember 1110 means paid up share capital, reserve and surplus to borrowing revenue. Share capital, borrowing revenue 1110. However, one thing to be noted, paid up share capital and revenue should be checked as on the balance sheet date, and revenue during the financial year means revenue as on the balance sheet date. However, in case of borrowing, we need to check whether during any point during the financial year it should not exceed 1 crore. This is something you need to remember, because you can expect one question from this point. And the common mistakes I was talking about, that is, these are the exclusion. These companies are excluded. The auditor of this company should not report report under Caro 2016. However, students get to write that these are the companies where Caro 2016 is applicable, whereas the actual answer is these are the companies where Caro 2016 is not applicable. You need to remind this excludes. You need to remind yourself that these are the exclusions, and it is applicable to any other company, every company other excluding these companies. Okay, I think this is pretty clear. And now the most important, the next part is matters to be included in the auditor report. What are the matters the auditor should report under the Caro 2016? And there comes para 3, and in para 3 we know there are 16 points from Roman 1 to Roman 16. There are 16 points that you need to remember, and you also need to remember the number. Number 1 is 3.1 is fixed assets, and in case of fixed asset, about what the auditor need to report, auditor should check the adequacy of the records, check the physical verification of the records, check the title deed whether it is in the name of the company or not, and report for the same. So let me tell you one thing. You can expect 1 to 2 questions in your examination from this chapter, and the questions basically will be a case study. There is hardly any chance of any direct question. Most of the cases you can expect a case study. So while answering to the case study, in the first paragraph you have to mention the provision. You have to write the provision. Suppose you are having a question on CARO 2016, then how you have to write the provision, that I will tell you in the first point, and later on you will understand the pattern. You have to write, suppose there is a question on fixed asset CARO para 3.1, and you have to mention the provision of this fixed asset. Then you write 3.1 fixed asset, and then you have to write in point number A, check or examine the adequacy of the records and report for the same. Point B, check physical verification of the fixed assets and report for the same. Number C, check the title deeds whether they are in the name of the company and report for the same. You can write check, examine or verify and report for the same. So what is the pattern? Check, then you have to write the topic and then report for the same. Check, then you have to write the topic and then report for the same. In this manner you have to mention the provision, and thereafter you will be writing the conclusion in a manner which you have learned. So I think this is quite clear, and then I will continue with the discussion. Let me continue with the discussion. Number 3.2 is inventories, where you have to mention about the physical verification and material discrepancy. 3.3 loans and advances, granted loans and advances under section 189, be it secured or unsecured. And you have to mention about the auditor have to mention about the terms and conditions, stipulation of the principal and interest repayment, and steps of recovery if due more than equal to 90 days. 3.4 para 3.4 compliances of provisions of under section 185 and 186, the loans, investment guarantee or security, anything under section 185 and 186 of Companies Act 2013. In that case, the Companies Act should be complied. 3.5 is public deposit. There should be compliance with section 73 and 76 and any NCLT orders, if any. 3.6 is cost records. Maintain the proper record and compliance with section 148 of Companies Act should be there. 3.7 is statutory dues. Comment on two things. Number one is if due for more than 6 months, and if there is any disputed stat dues. 3.8 is repayment of dues, whether the company has defaulted to repay any bank, financial institution, government or debenture holder. Tabular data should be disclosed. 3.9 is utilization of IPO, FPO and term loan. In case of IPO, FPO and term loan, before accepting the fund, the company need to specify to the respective person that for which manner the fund will be utilized, and after that the company should approach for IPO, FPO or term loan, whatever may be, and the fund should be utilized only on those mentioned areas for which the company has mentioned they will be utilizing this fund. In case the company utilize the fund of IPO or FPO or term loan in any other area other than those mentioned areas, in that case the company auditor had to report under audit CARO 2016 that whether it is utilized for the mentioned purposes, and if not, the details together with the delay or default and subsequent rectification of them, if any, must be reported. So these are written as keywords. You should write with full sentences. So the basic understanding is the IPO, FPO and term loan money should not be utilized for any other purposes other than the mentioned purposes. And in case the company use them for any other purposes other than the mentioned purposes, the auditor should report under CARO para 3.9. Para 3.10 is fraud. There are two types of fraud. Number one is fraud by the company. Number two is fraud on the company. Fraud by the company and fraud on the company by the officer and employee. If there is any existence, if yes, then mention the nature and amount involved. And in your question you should also refer to Standards on Auditing 240 and section 143 subsection 12 of Companies Act. In your answer you should also mention these 2 points in case you have any case study on the fraud. 3.11 is managerial remuneration, where the company need to comply 179 and 197 of Companies Act and Schedule 5. That is also the role of the auditor to check the compliance and report on the same. 312 is Nidhi companies. In case of Nidhi companies, the net owned fund to deposit ratio should be 1:20 and 10% unencumbered term deposit should be maintained, and auditor needs to check and report on the same. 313 is transactions with related parties. There should be compliance with section 177 and 188, and whether the details have been disclosed in the financial statement, that the auditor has to check and report. 314 is preferential allotment or private placement, whether any such case during the year. If there is any such case, then compliance with section 42 of Companies Act, and that amount should be utilized for the prescribed purposes only, not for any other purposes. This the auditor need to check and report. And 315 is non-cash transaction with directors. If there is any, then compliance with section 192 should be checked and reported. And last but not the least, the registration with RBI. In case of NBFC, whether the company is required to register under section 45IA, and if such registration is obtained or not, that the auditor has to check and report. And you should also refer to the questions from ICI MAT. That is also important. Anyway, so let me revise once again the 16 points. 3.1 is fixed asset, 3.2 is inventory, 3.3 is loans and advances under section 189, 3.4 is compliances of provision of 185 and 186, 3.5 is public deposit, 3.6 is cost recourse, 3.7 is statutory dues, 3.8 is repayment of dues, 3.9 is utilization of IPO, APO and term loan, 3.10 is fraud, 3.11 is managerial remuneration, 3.12 is Nidhi companies, 3.13 is transaction with related parties, 3.14 preferential allotment or private placement, 3.15 non-cash transactions with directors, and 3.16 is registration with RBI. That you need to revise. So this is a quick revision. In case you need to note it down, note these basic points, the keywords. In that case, you can pause this video and note down all the key points you need to note down for yourself. Until then, wait for my next video. I will be uploading 1 to 2 videos every day on CA final audit. If you like this video, then please like it, share, and also you may subscribe to this channel if you think it's important, because I will be uploading regular videos on audit and regular videos for the last day revision. Only quick revision videos will be uploaded for the time being. Okay, Tata Toyota, bye bye, good luck.